Hi Spidey fans, it's your friendly neighbourhood, the ultimate Spider-Man fan here, and welcome back to another video on me reading the epic Marvel Spider-Man PS4 related book, Hostile Takeover. No, I haven't had any up for a while. I will be honest, I actually forgot about the book videos, believe it or not, because I was off YouTube for a while, and plus it was over Christmas as well. So, chapter 14. Harry made no effort to conceal his displeasure as the mayor slowly made his way over to their table. Yeah, so last time we were talking about Harry's father just walking into a coffee bean. So yeah, that is a wee update for you. Their table. Slick as oil in his bespoke suit, Osborn had to stop to shake hands, pose for selfies, and sign autographs. That gave Harry plenty of time to put on his game face, so he didn't seem interested in doing so. So you had no idea he was going to show up here? Are you serious? Harry responded. I don't even know how he found out where I was going. Sometimes I think he's having me followed. It wouldn't be the first time Peter knew. Norman had arranged surveillance for his son years ago, but that was when he was the son of a family which innovator, isn't that how I said that? Innovator and attending public school. Peter didn't think Norman would have a good reason to keep an eye on his adult son, but at the same time he wouldn't put anything past the man either. Norman had a tendency to do what he wanted. Peter, the mayor, cried happily when he finally ran the gauntlet of consistency and reached the table. He embraced Peter in a hug. His son got a clap on the shoulder. How did you know where to find us? Harry asked coldly. What makes you think I knew? Norman shot back while he sat just grabbing a cup of coffee. These kinds of coincidences happen in the big city every day. That was certainly true. New York was the world's biggest small town. At the same time, the mayor hadn't actually denied anything. He'd simply proposed an alternative theory. So what's new with you? He asked Peter, still slaving away in the salt mine of a lab. He's working on a number of interesting things right now, Peter replied, knowing that his mentor would want him to keep things vague. I think that's what he said, vague. It's exciting stuff, no doubt. Norman said, but I've seen his fundings, and I know he can't afford to pay you what you're worth. You could be making a fantastic salary if you wanted to come over to Oscorp. Can you just leave him alone one time? Harry put his hands to his face and groaned. It's very kind of you, Mr. Osborn, Peter said. This was the usual rule, trying to I can't read that word. Diplomatically to keep these two from each other's throats, but I first started working at the lab when I was in college. I'm going to see things through. I get it, Norman said. Is Theodore Payton still working there? He used to be one of Oscorp's, a strong head for numbers, but a bit difficult to work with. I understand his need to keep the budget in line, Peter said. Budget is less of an issue at Oscorp, Norman continued, but I won't press the point. You don't want to hang out from your friend's dad. You've always got a go-getter, Peter. I appreciate, even admire, that you want to make your own way, but part of making your own way is letting the people you impress smooth things over for you. He doesn't want to work for Oscorp, Harry said. How many times do you have to put him on the spot before you get that? Norman laughed as Harry had made a joke. Point taken, gents. So how's the mirroring going? Peter asked. It's less work but more It's less work but more frustration than running a company, I can tell you, Osborn said. Everyone wants something, but no one actually expects to give anything in exchange. It's been an eye-opening experience, I'll bet, Peter said, trying to keep conversation on this neutral footing. So Harry's trip sounds pretty exciting. Yes, Norman dropped a smile. Harry's trip. I think the issue here is less what Harry's going to do on his trip than what he's going to do after it. It's a mistake to see this trip as a suspension from real life when it comes. When it could be an opportunity to make plans for that life. Well, this has been a great time, Peter. Harry slapped his hand on the table and stood up. Time for me to go. Come on, Harry. Norman shook his head. Theoretically, Peter could imagine him having done it in countless board meetings. Don't act like a child. Seriously, Harry said. I'm leaving without even waiting for a response. He was out the door before Peter could figure out what was going on. I am sorry about that, Norman said. He hasn't been himself lately. Maybe you've noticed. I guess, Peter said. I mean, he's always been a little hot-tempered, and there's nothing wrong with that, Norman said. As long as you direct that heat towards the things that matter. He looked at his watch. Unlike my son, I really do need to be places, but you were going to tell me how things were going at the lab. You said something about a new breakthrough. I'm pretty sure I never said that. Peter would never share anything about research, especially with another scientist. No fooling you, Norman said. I appreciate your loyalty, but don't forget that loyalties can change. I should really go too, Peter said. Thanks for keeping an eye on Harry, the mayor told him as they rose. He's my friend, Peter responded. I'm here to help him. I know you've known each other a long time, Norman Osborn said, meeting Peter's gaze with an unexpected intensity. But helping him is my job. It was a late start at the lab and Peter found Penton in a good mood. At least Peter thought he might have been. He was never more animated than a statue, but his suit looked extra pressed and his bow tie was a little tighter than usual. That had to count for something. You are late as usual, he said, but at least you don't appear to be excessively fatigued. He then gave Peter a series of tests to run for the day. I'm trying, Peter said. It's just, life and all. Penton gave him a stern glance. Yes, I have some familiarity with the concept of life. Now please proceed with the data I've provided. Peter got to work running a group of computer model simulations, and by the time he was ready to begin the analysis, Annika had shown up to lend him a hand. So did you get my message the other night? She asked casually. Oh yeah, sorry about not getting back to you, he said. I got sort of distracted. It's fine. She began to twirl her black hair nervously. Can I ask you a question? Is it about the toilet not flushing properly? He said hesitantly. Because I had no idea there was a problem. She laughed and put her hands behind her back and then clasped them in front of her and then shoved them in the pockets of her jeans. I never saw the note on your desk to call the plumber, she said, but we'll stick to a pin in that conversation. I've been looking at some of the data you've been running, and your analysis is brilliant. Thank you, undergraduate assistant. She gave him a playful slap. I'm serious. Although I would never have worked the data the way you did, that doesn't mean I can't recognise how clever your analyst was. I mean, it's fantastic work, and even Theodore recognises that you're really smart. Reckons that you're really smart. So why is he always giving me a hard time? She shrugged. Peter felt strange, almost unhinged. Erg come over him to confess to being Spider-Man. I can't trust her, he thought out of the blue. The fact that this Erg came packaged with a vision of him giggling uncontrollably was a sure sign that he probably ought to resist. There was no reason to start trusting new people, let alone someone who was almost a complete stranger. But he was so tired of lying, even in conversations that were supposed to be completely honest. How many times had he done that with Aunt May, with Harry, even with MJ? Both before he told her about being Spider-Man, and even after. Sometimes it was better for her not to know just how much danger he'd be in, or how much the odds were stacked against him. Would it really be so bad to trust someone now? Not now, obviously, but she was supposed to be a technical whiz. Maybe she could help him with his suit. Wouldn't it be nice to have someone who had his back instead of always being on his own? And knowing his secret wouldn't really put her in danger, would it? not unless someone else found out she knew. It wouldn't be like telling Harry or Aunt May. That would just relieve his guilt about lying to them. It would be selfish because he would be doing it so they didn't think he was a flake. No, with Anakin he could be building a support base. She was intelligent, energetic. I think that says optimistic, ridiculously pretty. No, that last one didn't matter. but the rest were real pluses. The idea was nuts, and he knew it. He was having some issues with MJ, whom he loved. By the way, throwing out that little PSA there, he was feeling vulnerable, and this was how normal people reacted in that kind of situation. He'd read about normal people, and he thought he had a pretty good understanding of how they worked. The tiny male brain sometimes saw an attractive woman as an escape, but flirting with Anakin wouldn't make his life any easier. So time to lie, he told himself. I've just been kind of distracted, he said, hearing how lame the excuse was. Even as the words left his mouth, it made him sound lazy. But he'd never been able to think of a way of deflecting the truth without a bigger and more complicated lie. And I've never been the best at time management. I think Peyton is getting tired of taking the good with the bad. In other words, you're not going to tell me. Well, that's by sounds. I just don't see how many pages there are. Oh, flip. There's a few more pages here. She asked, putting her hands on her lips. What do you mean? I just did. I've been kind of distracted, she said, mocking his tone. That's a non-answer. Who'd buy something like that? Pretty much everyone, he thought. Teachers who were indifferent or too busy to press, close friends and family who respected his privacy, people who just couldn't be bothered. Maybe they hadn't been satisfied, but they'd accepted it. Talking about things can help, Anakin said, but if you don't want to talk about it with someone you don't know all that well, then you should just say so. No, that's not it, Peter said. I mean, if there was a stranger I'd talk with, it would be you. You'd be just the right kind of stranger. He was babbling now and digging himself a hole. She smirked. I like to think so. It's nothing bad, like drugs or gambling or whatever, but I have a lot of responsibilities outside of work. That sounded reasonable. I have obligations I can't walk away from, and sometimes it's like I'm having two lives. I guess I have to do these other things. I mean, I think I do. I'm not sure anyone else will if I won't. And there are things I need to see through, but at the same time, I'm just so tired of not being able to give my full attention to the work here, which I love. He sat back in his chair and let out a long breath. This was as close as he'd come to being open and honest with someone other than MJ for as long as he could remember. It felt good. Annika sat across him. It feels good, doesn't it? She said, as if she was reading his thoughts. Even if you didn't tell me anything at all, really. Wait, what? Even if you didn't tell me anything at all, really? Exactly. Would you like some advice from someone who's lived fewer years and has less experience than you? I'll take what I can get. Okay, so I've been where you are. When I first started at ESU, she said, I won't go into details, but because we're not there yet, but I was being pulled in two different directions. Your complexion suggests to me that neither of your parents are Indian, but let me tell you, when your mum and dad come from another country and work incredibly hard their whole lives, so their children will have opportunities they never had, they sort of expect you to get good grades. My older sister obligated, she continued, and they went through the roof when I didn't. It's perfectly reasonable, and I couldn't tell them why I wasn't getting good grades, just like I'm not telling you, so of course I didn't buy into my excuses. So what happened? What happened was I figured out what's important to me. I took some time to decide what I want to do with my life, not what other people expect of me, but what I want. It turned out I really did want to go into the sciences, and I refocused my energy. I can only hope that when I applied to grad school, that B plus other spy fans. Yeah, last page. That wait, what was that last word? Sorry. That B plus, an intro to medieval European history. Sorry, I can't say that word. Oh, we have medieval eras. European history won't sink me. Yeah, it sounds like you bottomed out. It was a crisis, you said, without missing a boat. Even if I managed to contain the worst of the damage, it wasn't exactly a direct comparison. He thought medieval history versus the Vulture, but it was still good advice. He'd been skirting around the issue for a long time, but hadn't really confronted it. He'd been asking himself about the value of being Spider-Man, but he hadn't asked himself if he wanted to be Spider-Man. He was going to have to confront this sooner or later. Maybe not, he decided, until he saw that this Fisk business through to the end. Well, my parents weren't from another country, he said, but it was kind of complicated. He told her about being raised by his aunt and not let him to talking about Uncle Ben, about how he could have stopped the thief and didn't step in, thinking it wasn't his problem. The thief had... Sorry, Spy found something in my throat's dry. The thief who killed his uncle, he'd learned to tell the story without crying, but it was still hard to talk about, to remember. There were moments he knew that stuck with you forever. Some regrets would never go away. Every time I have to make a choice, he said, I feel the weight of making the right one. Not just for the moment, not just for me, but for how my decisions will affect everyone. I'm terrified I'll do something or not do something, and the consequences will be terrible. Her eyes were wide. You can't live that way, she said. You couldn't foresee the consequences without that thief. What if he'd been stealing to pay for medication for his dying child? I saw Spy Fans. I'm going to pause for a minute. That's actually, to me, a wee bit of a reference to Spider-Man 3 for Sandman, because he was stealing money to help his daughter, Penny, if you remember. So that's a wee reference to Spider-Man 3 there, in my opinion. Maybe I'm seeing things, but what do you think to think about? And by stopping him, you have condemned a child to death. You never know how things are going to play out, so you can only make the best choices based on the information you have available. But I made the wrong choice, he insisted on that day. Stop it. You didn't know you were making the wrong choice, he said. It's not like letting a murderer or a terrorist run free. When something looks trivial, you can't know it will turn out to be important. I'm not sure I agree, he said. It was a crime. I should have stopped it. It's common sense, he said, giving him a frown. If you worry over every decision, try to project every possible ramification. It must drive your friends crazy, or your girlfriend, Charlotte, if you have one. Annika was fishing now. While it seemed like a bad thing to tell her about MJ, he knew it would be cruel not to. They had a connection, and in a different world, who knows what might have happened with the two of them. But he wasn't living in that world. Yeah, I do have a girlfriend, he said, and I think she does find me kind of difficult to be around sometimes. He couldn't quite read her expression, but he thought it was disappointment. She went silent, and they didn't talk for a few awkward moments. She changed the subject, and they talked about some of their favourite places to eat in the city. Peter mentioned the sandwich place in Town Square, and she made fun of him, but in the end she agreed to try it. It was an awkward transition, but Peter was happy he talked to her. It had been a lucky day when she'd shown up in Wow. And that's on chapter 15, Spy Fans. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. I don't think I actually did my intro in my other one, so, well, sorry, I put the intro in. Yeah, so, yeah, like this video, subscribe, share this video with your spy friends, and comment below if you want. And if you want to ask me any questions, just leave them in the comment section below, and I'll answer them all in a Q&A video sometime. And yeah, it's your friend. I'll see all you Spy fans in all of my next epic Spidey videos. It's your friendly neighbourhood Spider Cop. Over and out. Threat.